Okay. Right now I'm super sick, but I have to record a podcast, so I am doing that. All right, this is week 3 for the Battle of the Belt podcast. Let's see, let's fix this up a little bit. I guess I need to fix my hair a little bit. So, for the YouTube viewers out there, you get to see my hair all messed up. People on the podcast, you probably want to just be glad that you're a person on the podcast. You don't want to see no messed up hair. Also, this YouTube video is going to be pretty shitty. Just gonna say so myself. But I am suffering from a summertime cold right now. It looks like it's going around the city of Nashville. I've heard several people say they've been suffering from cold, so that's gonna be interesting. Also, to do this podcast, also my murder podcast later on that I'm gonna be doing. And this one's pretty serious for people out there that listen to this podcast that aren't in the Battle for the Belt. Dude, Where's My Killers, my murder podcast. If you want to check that out, I'll take it a little bit more serious than this one right here. So last week I took my loss, first loss of the season. Shouts out to Doug. He has a deadly fucking team. I kept battling back, and I came. I scored 120 plus points, but having to go against Deshaun Watson, DeAndre Hopkins, fucking Ezekiel Elliott. Fuck. Let's see here. Looks like my actual podcast audio went out on me for some reason. We'll see how that sounds a little bit later on. So it looks like the YouTubers get a little bit extra stuff that the podcasters don't get to listen to. Let's see, does this sound okay? This now back recording. So yeah, Doug pretty much kicked the shit out my ass. So it's got a deadly team. I will say this: the leaders division, y'all pretty much laying a fucking egg. Only people that have only down on the only division when nobody has won a game yet. You got Rohit and Mike up there. Mike, you said that this year you was changing it around. You was gonna be actually competitive this year, and you said you want to get on a podcast. You can't get on a podcast doing things like that. You can't get on a podcast being that bad. You gotta be serious, man. Take this seriously. Win a game. Look, you battle against Rohit, and Rohit pretty much shouldn't even have a team this year. I'm gonna go ahead and just say Rohit's the worst team. He's the Miami Dolphins of this year. Okay, he is the worst team by far. So, Mike, come on, do better. If you don't beat Rohit this week, I'm gonna have a sit down, real man talk to talk with you. Okay, you gotta beat Rohit. Just simple as that. Beat Rohit. With that said, talking about the Miami Dolphins, pretty much to win any week, just look and see the Miami Dolphins schedule and see when they're playing your team, playing your players. If they're playing your players, feel gracious because you are going to win that week. Because the Miami Dolphins are terrible. Ed got him last week, and guess what? He won. He got like 40 points out of the Patriots defense alone. Dude, Miami Dolphins are literally the worst team I ever seen play football, ever. And I've seen a lot of football in my lifetime. As you know, two-time fantasy belt champion. Oh, look, I've seen a lot of football in my lifetime. I've never seen a team as bad as Miami Dolphins. If people want to go, the winless Detroit Lions, no. At least they were competitive. This Miami Dolphins team, they won't just not win a game. They probably won't be close in a single game outside of the New York Jets. My favorite team, I think we'll find a way to lose to them somehow, but this is literally one of the worst teams I've ever seen in my lifetime. It's Miami Dolphins team. It's atrocious how bad they are. So yeah, if you have fantasy players playing against them, play them because they will win. You might as well just chalk it up as a W for that week because you're gonna win. As long as your team's playing against the Miami Dolphins, you will win. 100% guaranteed. So let's get into some more of what we're gonna get back into this year, and that's predictions. So I got predictions for this upcoming week, and if it doesn't work out, I'll tell you. If it doesn't work out next week, I'll say how shitty I am of a guesser. But I'm gonna go off on my limb right now and say our predictions. So predictions for this week for Battle of the Belt. I'm gonna go ahead and say Trevion beats me. I'm gonna say Trevion's team will upset my team. Trade UWG7 will beat my team. Gonna go out on a limb saying right now, I think the biggest thing is he has Patrick Mahomes, and right now I have Phillip Rivers because Cam Newton's just destroyed me. I went with Cam Newton in hopes that he could recreate his fantasy value that got me at that championship just a couple years before, and between him wearing that Russian hair tie thing and his like fake dreads afro haircut that he has, it's just going. He's going down here. He's sinking my team, and honestly, it's getting close to where I might have to go. Cam might just have to go on free agency or something. I don't know. It's getting close to that. It's getting close to that level. I haven't did it just yet, but it's getting close to that level. It's getting close for sure. Let's see. After that, we have Doug's team, Mr. 200, I think it is, versus Uncle Melvin's team, the Dirty Birds. I got to go with Doug's running backs getting him to win over Uncle Melvin's team, the Dirty Birds. I just think that running back core he has is just literally devastatingly good. He's got Deshaun Watson, pretty good fantasy quarterback. His wide receivers are pretty good. So I think just having that running back core is what puts him on the top in this game. So Doug's team, we don't know. He might be that undefeated team. We always had that one undefeated team every year, and I think Doug's team might be that team that just goes undefeated for sure. We'll see. Then we have pretty much what is going to probably end up being our toilet bowl game of the year. That is going to be, I might just call it the fantasy socks, like sticky socks, game of the year. So I think that'll be Doug versus, that's going to be Mike versus Rohit. So I think I got Mike category 5 rings. So this is pretty much the Miami Hurricanes Bowl, which tells you the reason why they suck so badly. I'm sorry, Miami Hurricanes fans out there, but yeah, they're kind of bad. So category 5 rings versus Rohit's team. I can't remember Rohit's team name right now. God, I can't remember the name right now. Sorry, being sick, you forget these type of things. So yeah, I got category 5 wings ring right now. I think his wide receiver core and his flex get out for him. Rohit does win it kind of, I think, in the running back category with Sony Michel, which I gave to him. Technically, it was a fair deal. He got Cooper Kupp right now has averaged more points than Sony Michel right now, so that right around the same margin. So it's kind of like a win-win trade. He got a running back that he much needed very badly, and I got a wide receiver to hold me over to hopefully AJ Green comes back sometime soon and can put up old school AJ Green numbers. So we'll see. Then in the next match we have Haley over Mel. So that is Odell Hotel Holiday Inn, which is pretty funny team name. Uh, Hotel Odell Holiday Inn over Team 12, most creative name of all time. So two most creative names of all time, Team 12 and Hotel Odell. In that match I got Haley beating Tim. I got Haley beating Mel by the running back bonus. So I think the running back situation just is really in her favor on that one. So I got that one going down for sure. Yeah, that running back situation pretty serious on that one. Um, you know, she has Derrick Henry, who's just phenomenal. The thing is, the Titans live and die on Derrick Henry. If Derrick Henry runs for 100 plus yards, they're gonna win the game. If he can only run for like 80, 90 yards, they're gonna lose the game. So they're gonna need Derrick Henry to run for 100 plus yards to play against the Jacksonville Jaguars, who, if you remember last year, rushed for almost 300 yards against them. So yeah, I think he's gonna have a good fantasy week, and they're gonna win that game. Um, then in the upset of the week, I have my dad beating Ed for what is the upset of our week. That is Too Legit to Quit Falcons versus the Mad Dog. So yeah, I think my dad's gonna wind up winning that game. I think he has a plus in the quarterback category and the wide receiver category. So I think most people would say that they would look at Aaron Rodgers being better than Jared Goff. I think most people would say so. Yeah, I think I'm not stepping on any toes by saying that. But the wide receiver category is interesting. You got Michael Thomas and Mike Evans. You got all that stuff going on. Mike Evans still gets a lot of fantasy points, even though Jameis Winston just looks awful. I don't know what's up with Jameis Winston. I guess maybe the media coverage might have got to him. Maybe he sold out, or something. But I mean, Jameis Winston just looks bad. He looks bad, and somehow Mike Evans still. I mean, he's just that good a wide receiver. Where even though he's not very quick and he's pretty much only has a certain route tree that he can run, he still is pretty darn good. And I guess when you got Chris Godwin, who can do pretty much almost everything, and he looks amazing as well. So I guess when you got that kind of getting it where he can't really double and triple cover Mike Evans so much, with O.J. Howard also in the middle there. I guess that makes it where he can get a little bit more fantasy points. So yeah, it'll be really interesting to see if Jameis Winston ever became the quarterback that he could be, or if they ever got a quarterback to get on this Buccaneers team with that offense right there. Oh man, that offense looks amazing for sure. So yeah, that's my upset of the week for sure. With Too Legit to Quit Falcons over Mad Dog. So that's my predictions for this week. This week's pretty big week. The last week before we start getting into our awards and bonuses, and I'll finally put that out and all that good old jazz coming up in the next week or so. Start letting y'all know what's gonna happen all different type of weeks and stuff like that, and it's gonna be interesting to see how that pans out for this upcoming season for sure. So with that said, we're gonna go into this next weekend. Hopefully, we're gonna see what happens in these upcoming games for sure. So with that said, everybody, great for listening to podcasts. Get ready, and remember always to worship the one true fantasy football gods, because they will get you the belt. Peace out, y'all.